I'm Sophie Malone, the Chief Commercial Officer of Zinc, and with me today is Joe, our CEO. And in the next 20 minutes, we're going to look at why this shift is occurring, what happens when incidents are left to run in their own devices, and look at some best practice bringing together a real-world example at 22 Bishopsgate. So let me introduce Zinc Systems. We're a UK-based software business with a focus on resilience and incident management technology. Our platform is purpose-built, and it's been built to help managers, operators, and owners have safeguarding around their assets. We work across all different size properties, from iconic locations like 22, which we're going to look at a bit later, all the way through to mixed-use estates and assets. And whilst each one of those has their own unique differences and challenges, they all have one common priority, which is to have complete control and compliance when it comes to managing incidents. And the Zinc system here brings all of that into one place. It enables our clients to manage incidents effectively, coordinate emergency response, digitalize key processes, have that paperless environment, and have data at their fingertips to make good decisions. So why does Zinc exist? Well, the modern real estate landscape is evolving and is in the midst of a technical revolution. And we're seeing terms like digital twins, intelligent infrastructure, smart buildings pop up everywhere. But these aren't just buzzwords. These are buzzwords around a real demand for results. Buildings that are flexible, adaptable, sustainable, and above all else, safe. The numbers speak for themselves. 85% of occupiers are citing that when choosing a property and a space, they want it to be safe and secure. You add to that tenant experience, the need for great emergency communication and safe workspaces is crystal clear. Resilience is becoming more and more important and needs to be clearly defined. So why is resilience becoming more and more important? Well, the risk landscape is evolving. There are increased pressures. We have economic pressures, environmental, civil unrest is on the increase, as we all are aware, and we have regulatory demand. And all of these elements are amplifying the need for CRE leaders to have a real focus on resilience. Tenants, we've mentioned, their expectations are rising. They want prime spaces that are well equipped, energy efficient, but these spaces need to be safe and they need to be in a resilient environment, because even the smallest of incidents can create financial pressures, and they all know that downtime is extremely expensive. And this is where tech comes in. 43% of company leaders say that the spaces that their staff work in need to have PropTech platforms that are optimizing operations, and resilience falls into this remit. Systems like Zinc that help buildings and managers to anticipate risk, manage events effectively, and ultimately keep the building running nice and smoothly. It also helps organizations to align with global standards like business continuity and also forthcoming law like Martin's Law, which has been passed off the back of, the awful events at the Manchester Arena. And this law is going to place legal responsibility on owners and managers of these assets, especially with obviously public accessible locations, to have robust measures around counter-terrorism and those types of events. So, focusing in these areas is going to give you real trust when it comes to talking to insurers, lenders, and tenants. So what does this then mean to us CRE leaders? It means that we need to talk more about safety, continuity. We need to make sure that PropTech resilience is viewed as a backbone of a building operation. So before we go in to looking at our real world example, I'm going to talk to you about what happens when an incident is left to be managed in an incorrect way. So picture this. An incident happens. It could be anything you can think of. It could be a fire, it could be a suspicious package, it could be a slip and a trip. But if there is no prime or standard ways of reporting an incident, or there are disconnected systems, a incident management system over here, a communication platform over here, there ends up being a significant amount of fragmented communication. People are not told what's happened. It's really slow to be resolved, and escalation is slow as it occurs. This ultimately creates confusion as stakeholders don't know what's going on. Emergency services are out of sync, and we're getting now a really weak incident management response. But it doesn't stop there, because if we've got no defined processes and no defined actions, then people are not accountable, there's no responsibility, stakeholders are confused, and all of this creates a lot of confusion and a loss of confidence in the management of this incident. And while, unfortunately, all of this is playing out and we're getting ineffective action, the cost dial is going through the roof, downtime is going up, brand reputation is being hit, management teams are getting the blame, and it's all a real big mess, to be honest with you. And this, unfortunately, is the result of weak incident management. It's confusion in the moment, and there's no resilience for the future because you haven't learned any lessons. You've got no quality information for any claims defense. You've got no protection for your business and your people. So this is where Zinc changes the story. Zinc is here to bring a unified system to the table. It's to help you to identify threats before they happen. It's there to make sure you've done all the preparation you need to have done so that should that incident actually happen, then you have done as much as you could do to minimize the impact. But should that incident actually happen, you've got unified incident management with emergency communication, meaning that you're resolving this incident quickly and that you've got great data on the right-hand side there to make good decisions moving forwards around your investment and the resourcing of your assets. So we're about transforming that moment of chaos into a moment of control and giving teams the tools to make fast decisions that are smart and recover quickly. So my real world example, hopefully you'll recognize this lovely building. It's 22 Bishopsgate. It lives in the heart of our city. It's got a fabulous bar and restaurant on the top, which Joe goes to all the time. And they really have embraced technology in this building. Our system here really is the backbone of their risk management strategy, and it delivers everything from day-to-day operational risks, which can be lift entrapment, water leaks, through to more serious incidents like fire and security breaches. What's really special about the system here is that it's completely configured to 22 Bishopsgate's operating procedures. So everything in the platform is automated. That gives teams the gift of time, so they don't have to think about the manual tasks. It's going to automatically notify people. It's going to automatically send out tasks. And it gives the building management teams really good quality data to make some fantastic decisions and defend themselves should things go wrong. You can see, the numbers again are telling. They've had some fantastic results with reducing downtime, improving incident response. They're completely digitalized and paperless environments. And 22 Bishopsgate, for me, is a living example of this platform is not just about risk management. This platform is about enhancing their tenant satisfaction. It's about business continuity, and it's about contributing to the long-term value of this beautiful building. So that's enough from me. I'm going to hand over to Joe, who's going to bring it to life with some fabulous demos.
Thank you, Sophie. So what we're going to do to start off with is zoom in all the way down to 22 Bishopsgate in the City of London. And this demonstration is going to cover off effectively how incidents are managed, reported, triaged, all the way through to closure, and then some advanced analytics that include some AI at the end of it. So life starts really with the report, and the report can really come in from a wide range of sources. So we could have a human reporting an incident, whether that's a slip, trip and a fall, or a water leak, or a fire alarm activation, or we can integrate alarms and digital systems that effectively create incidents within our platform. But just moving into the mobile app. So the mobile app works on Android and iOS devices. It even works offline. So you can report and receive notifications as and when. It's been designed to be very, very easy to use. It's been adaptive based on different roles. So if you're a cleaner or a security officer or a building manager or even an occupier, you'll be able to quickly and easily report the incident. It automatically locates where you are, so there's no selecting of any of those manual fields. And then what happens is when the incident is reported, it loads a workflow which is specific to the incident type, asking key questions about what can escalate or de-escalate the incident in real time. We all know that a water leak could easily turn into a minor leak or a full flood that impacts multiple floors. So inputting the right information is a key aspect of that. We've got some fantastic tools such as voice dictation. It's all completely multilingual. The system's smart enough to calculate the risk in real time. It will notify everybody through multi-channel communications that I'll be touching on later. You can upload photos and media in real time. That could be videos, photos, voice notes, straight direct from the device. And on top of that, we've also got a WhatsApp style communication tool to enable you to have two-way comms back and forth. So that's the mobile app. Again, we do get incidents coming in from third-party systems, so it's not just about reporting it. We can actually integrate with other systems. We're now moving the system into, say, the control room, and this is a protest. So the protest has been reported, the control room's been alerted. They're actually now moving the status through from new to in progress, and we use status management to effectively move an incident from start to finish. I guess the basics is new, open, closed, but we can build a much wider tree of status management. The two-way communication piece on the right-hand side allows that real-time communication with various different stakeholders. So if this is a security incident, you're now communicating effectively with all the different teams. What's fantastic with our system is we automate all the processes that happen when an incident takes place. So all of your emergency and standard operating procedures automatically get created at the point of the incident being reported. So I guess gone are the days of people going rogue, dealing with incidents in how they need to do it. The system actually walks the individuals through the management of the incident in a very compliant way, ensuring effective compliance to response to incidents. At any stage, because it is a collaborative workplace, multiple people can actually edit the incident and update information. Most of the time, incidents cover multiple teams. So it might be the cleaning team, it might be the FM team and security teams or building management teams. So lots of people can actually contribute and work in real time as a collaborative workspace. Task management is absolutely critical to make sure you effectively manage incidents correctly. Everything is audited. We can have deadlines and KPIs based on your service providers. So if it is a third-party guarding firm that is linked to your building, then they are issued out the tasks effectively. One of the key aspects is moving an incident through to its full investigation cycle. And a key aspect here is being able to add in all the evidence and investigation work that is needed in order to manage this effectively, but also give it every chance to go through the process of having an insurance claim, or if policing are involved, getting through to prosecution. So adding of people, whether that's victims, witnesses, or offenders, can be added in real time and at any stage. We have offender lookup. So if you've got a individual that constantly targets your building, then they're already sat within within the environment, very popular within our retail customers. And really then the ability to add witnesses. And witnesses are a key aspect to making sure that this incident is going to be managed effectively through your loss adjusters, as an example. So adding witness statement forms such as MG11s are all built into the system, and all of this information is all building the case file in order to move it to the next stage. The next piece here is now the ability to be able to communicate. You'd expect a critical incident to actually have automated communications to various different stakeholders. But in this particular example, you can go and select the communication chute, whether it's email, WhatsApp, SMS, voice to text. Through templates, you simply just pick the template, which is linked to the wide range of different communication groups, or you've got the tool to be able to effectively pick and choose the different groups of contacts who you're sending it to, or use a geofence tool, which is effectively allowing you to map people. So you can draw a geofence around your asset. This is particularly popular on multi-asset estates. You draw the geofence. It will identify everybody within that geofenced area, and then that communication will be sent in real time to everybody within that area. So a very, very effective tool to be able to ensure that you can communicate rapidly. Even more so, the communication templates are completely brandable. So in 22 Bishopsgate example, this would all be fully branded as in 22, using their language, their branding. But also we have auditing based on all the open and read receipts. So every communication and action is audited, which means when you go into review, then you will be able to see that you managed this incident effectively, who was communicated to. And I guess gone are the days of you saying, hang on a minute, I never received that, when we've got the audit trail to prove it. Moving in, incidents are never normally just one instant closure. They tend to link together. So our AI analysis tool builds a live interactive relationship tree based on all the different incidents that are taking place. And I guess joining the dots of investigation. So if this is a protest and it's a very famous like Palestine Action protest, for example, this will then join all of the data points together and provide you with predictive analysis based on the types of threats that are happening. It will pull through recommendations. It will also pull through all the various different aspects to be able to link incidents together effectively. This then enables you to see trending and root cause analysis, so you can then be better prepared to manage incidents more effectively in the future. And then most importantly, a clear audit trail of all of the incidents that take place. The final bit, which I wanted to talk about, is now how smart spaces come into the loop here. So our system is used at 22 Bishopsgate to send fire evacuation and emergency communications effectively. So what can happen here is the team or the security team can go in, move this incident into evacuation mode, select the floors that are needed to be able to evacuate it, and then this will push real-time alerts and notifications out to the Smart Spaces app. We use a multi-channel communication tool, so we can send email, voice to text, or we can push a notification directly into Smart Spaces. We can see on the right-hand side just a traditional SMS, but on the left-hand side is a Smart Spaces app, which can then display a notification straight into the live wall. Getting people out of a building is pretty straightforward, very easy. There's lots of systems to be able to do that. But actually the most important aspect is actually getting people back into the building. And that's telling them that reoccupation alerts are now available and the building is now ready to reoccupy. So that's just all about having a joined up thinking and joined up approach of using our system as the engine for resilience, and using the Smart Spaces tool, which is used to access the building, but also to communicate as an engagement level for all the occupiers. The other exciting piece is with the integration is we actually know who's inside the gate line. So as a consequence of that, we can then communicate only to people who are effectively in the gate line. So now what I'm just going to do now is just run through this Smart Spaces integration in more detail before we move into a close. So the Smart Spaces integration, it's been it's very loud. But the way it works is we automatically transfer occupier details directly into the system. It's all about creating a secure environment, reducing manual intervention. It tends to be in a building like any other building, is you've got pockets of data all over the place. So when you want to be able to send a mass communication out, you don't want to have to handle multiple streams of data and contact data. So what our system does is it connects in with the Smart Spaces system. It identifies who's in the building, all the different contacts and access controls, and then it transfers that data into our system to then allow communications. We automatically allocate them to access levels. So if they are a new staff member, then they'll automatically get added to our system. Or if they're a new occupier, then they'll receive notifications just linked to the 14th floor as an example. So all of this has just been designed to create a very connected solution, reduce the risk of getting the wrong information supplied, and in times of emergency, not having to worry about who's been communicated to, because that's where our system and integration takes place. So fire evacuations, occupier briefings are all aspects of allowing the Smart Space integration to work effectively with our system. End to end, it's lots of other integrations and capability we'll be working on as part of our roadmap together. Appreciate we haven't got a huge amount of time now, but the last thing which we'll just show you here is around AI and analytics. So with risk data, we've talked a lot about an instant, which is all about reactive measures. Our system's also used for proactive risk management, such as audits, checks, and inspections. And imagine the remit of then having all of this information in a single pane of glass, allowing you to make informed decisions based on your risk profile. We even have the capability to be able to generate monthly, quarterly, and analytical reports based on plugging in crime data, demographic data, environmental data. So outside of the information that's effectively available within your own system, you can actually also overlay third-party data and threat intelligence feeds to see what's happening in and around your asset. So we talked about protests earlier. We talked about lots of wide range of different threats and risks. What we would do in our system here is 22 Bishopsgates in the middle, and all of the other risks, crime related aspects are all mapped around the asset, and the control room automatically get alerted as and when new threats appear. And it might be as simple as a transport or issue or a road closure, through to a major police activity, through to all the other aspects like terrorism, which hopefully never happens. But it is massively important to be able to ensure that you can not only view the information within your platform, but also the things that are happening around it. And then we've got some fantastic AI tools to enable you to ask questions. We have agentic AI built into the system to allow you to ask questions about the data and generate some fantastic looking branded reports as well.
Thanks, Joe. And that's the end from us. And so I think it's clear that resilience is here. It's not going anywhere. It's here to stay. And in fact, it's growing, and it's influencing even how, tenants and occupiers are choosing the spaces that they wish to work in. Big takeaway is that the resilience PropTech needs to be on the boardroom agenda when it comes to the property strategy, because not only does it deliver our tenant expectations, but also it contributes to the long-term sustainability of assets. Thank you very much.